to another breathtaking episode of The Unusual. My name is C. Odibeli, and on this particular episode we have so much lined for you. As is commonly said in life, when life gives you lemons, by all means make a lemonade, and if it throws you oranges, make a glass of juice, one for you and one for me. So talking about that, it brings us to the exciting guest we have today on the episode. He's been able to turn around being a college dropout twice to becoming something phenomenally in the industry of business. And of course, there's so much more. I'm not going to tell you his name now. You're going to have to sit back and get to find out about this one. But of course, another thing is I get to do one of the most bizarre things ever. I took up a job that is very risky, very tasking, and can be quite down to the grades. And of course, I made something fun out of it. So you're going to see me do something spectacular. Never done it before. Jojo! And of course, I like the last part, which is we get to show you arts and culture. And it's through the eyes of the unusual. Arts and culture here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. So sit back, take some chill pills, and this promises to be fun, inspiring, and exciting. So join me in welcoming one of the most formidable life coach and business strategists in Nigeria. He's also an author and he is the co-founder of Education.
What you have is more than enough to get what you want. Understand this, guys. Your business must be a reflection of your DNA. What this masterclass helps you do is to identify opportunity and be ready. It's not what you don't have that limits you. It's what you have, but you don't know how to use it.
I love the sound of that.
Me too, I like it too.
It's nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So as custom on The Unusual, we'd love to hear the beginnings. So how did it all start?
I'm a two-time college dropout. That I tell people is my claim to fame. You know, other people have Grammys. I dropped out of school. But I didn't drop out because I wanted to. It just so happened that I got kicked out of school. And through a process of time, I was able to discover myself, discover my giftings and my abilities. And I have a saying, you know, it goes, it's not what you don't have that limits you. It's what you have, but you don't know how to use. Because, you know, when I meet a lot of people who say, you know, Steve, I have a 2-1 and I can't get a job, or I have a 3rd class, I say, try having no class. If you have no class, it'll cause you to put demands on yourself. And I went through certain things where at a point I was an office assistant. I did that for a couple of months. I went for interviews that I was not qualified for. There was a time in my life that my little sister was giving me an allowance for being her brother. And I'll never forget, there was a time, the first month she gave me 10K. You know how it is, you bless God, beggars can't be choosers. The second month she gave me 5K. I couldn't ask her, how far now? This money isn't complete. Then one particular month, the 3rd month, I went to her apartment, and this is my younger sister. She moved out of my parents' place, got a nice crib in Adini Jones. Everything was fantastic. I walked into her apartment, big TV, DSTV. She got the works, she got it going on. And I was there to collect my allowance, and she was cooking. And maybe she was on a bad day. And she says to me, Harris, my friend, what's wrong with you? Be a man. I'm not giving you any money. And that for me was my wake-up call. I was really ticked off because I felt, you know, this is my little sister, what the heck? But for me, in retrospect, that wake-up call was the best thing that ever happened to me. And it set me on a path of self-discovery. And 8 years later, here we are.
Very touching.
Yes, it brings tears to my eyes. Yeah.
So talking about money, how much does a life coach and business strategist earn these days?
My lips are sealed. No, but I think it's less about how much we earn, and it's more about the value we add.
Okay, beautiful. So I love how you stylishly avoided saying how much you earn. Okay, so tell me about this active debut on the diary that showed on Ebony Live television.
Oh, wow. Well, first off, yes, I am a fantastic actor. If I'm just teasing. A great friend of mine who's the producer of the show, Victor Sanchez Agawe, we go way back, just said to me, hey, you know what, Steve, I want you to do a cameo. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, you know. Oscars, here we come. So he was very gracious to give me that opportunity to, you know, to be a part of it. I was nervous as heck because I've never acted any way in anywhere before. So I mean, I have the greatest respect now for anyone who acts. I mean, even the wackest Nollywood movie deserves 110% props, because doing that stuff, doing takes, it's unreal, it's crazy. So I got a great respect for them, and it was an amazing time. I had a lot of fun, so I had a lot of.
As a life coach, what does purpose mean to you?
Oh man, that's a heck of a question. Purpose for me is finding what you were born to do, finding who you were born to do it for, and also in some way or the other, profiting from your passion. Now I'm very into, maybe because I'm 50% Igbo, right? Yeah, there's the money part of me, I don't know what it is. But I'm very into people mastering the business of their talent. So there are a lot of people who are gifted, but a lot of people who are broke even though they're gifted. So one of the things that I try to do is help people, number one, find their purpose, find their passion, and most importantly, profit from their passion.
Okay, so that's what purpose means to you?
And that's purpose for them. They were born to do it. And now, in doing that, they're even getting paid for it. So there's nothing even better. I tell people that, you know, fish don't take swimming lessons. Birds don't go to flight school. There's something that everyone was naturally wired and fired for. You're created to do something, you know, and your job is to discover it and then work at it, work on it, hone your skill, and then find out the people who need that skill that you offer and provide a service. Yeah.
Very good. So this thing that got you famous, did you ever go back to school?
I have no college degree. I don't have a polytechnic degree, first class, none of that. I ain't got nothing. My highest formal academic qualification is an SSC, or technically an SSC. But beyond that, I'm very well educated. Now, the distinction is, while I may not have a formal education with the four walls of university, I'm very well in self-improvement. I've done lots of courses that tie to my passion. So I have diplomas and certifications and things like life coaching, some other things that I do, business and blah, blah, blah. But beyond that, I didn't go back to the four walls. I don't have a college degree. But I don't knock it, absolutely not. I mean, I would say to anyone who's watching this, don't be a fool, go to school, you know what I mean? School is important, education is important, but beyond school, you need an education.
Well, I love how you've been able to package your purpose into a way that beats the norm and contemporary as well. Very well. So this is the part I love. Do you have pet peeves? Of course everyone does. What's yours?
Pet peeves. Excuses. I have zero tolerance for excuses. Lateness. I have zero tolerance for lateness. What else? I don't know, man. Time wasters.
All right then. That's fair enough. Lagos rain. You never know when they'll start. Okay, so for everyone in their career, I think that there's a peak that they would love to attain. Say, for example, if you ask an artist what their peak would be, it will be to win the Grammys someday or probably collaborate with Stevie Wonder. So for a life coach, what's your peak?
Well, for me, that's a great question. It's, of course, international exposure. More international exposure, to clarify, more international exposure. But I think for me, the ultimate peak would be the number of people that you can actually get to affect. The number of people whose results were measurable. Because you know how it is, there are a lot of people out there, but they don't promise, they can't give you tangible results. So yes, you get excited for a few moments, and at the end of the day, that's it. But I'm more interested in the number of, so to speak, conversions from inspiration to action, because motivation is a compendium of two words, motive and action. So if you just get the motive, but you don't act, then the purpose is defeated. So for me, the greatest peak would be to say, oh, he's reached maybe 100 million people who have been able to find their purpose, execute on their goals, and are living the life that they want. So that for me is paradise right there. Yeah.
So what makes you a different business strategist or life coach from the pack?
I was speaking to somebody in the car while I was waiting, and she was saying to me that, you know, Steve, one of your values or your USP is ruthlessness. So she says, Steve is the guy you go to when you want to get stuff done. When you want to get your act together, you want to get stuff done, go to Steve. He's just,
I know that.
right? Thank you. I don't know if it's a good reputation, but I kind of like it because that's who I am. So I think that's what makes me different. Now, as a life coach, there are two types of life coaches. They're the people who pull you, and then there are people who push you. So there's some life coaches who, you know, they pull you. They try to get, just like what you're doing, a fantastic job. You're asking questions to get me to elicit a response. It's pretty much the same thing. So they pull the questions out of you, get you to come to yourself and find your own truth. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I'm more of the, this is it, this is it, this is it. Oh yeah, push, 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 let's go. That's how I am. So initially I thought there was something wrong with me because the other guys in my industry, you know, and many of them, they're fantastic, but they're all nice. And it's great. I'm nice, sort of. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
But yeah, I'm a nice guy. But I'm nicer when you get stuff done.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I have a lot of high expectations. I don't want to spend time with somebody who's going to take my ideas and it just remains an idea. I don't have time for that. I'm very interested in coaching hungry people.
So you say that's what makes you different?
That's what makes me different. So I'm more cut to the chase, no BS. Let's get it going. If you're happy, you're good. You know, if I can help you do that, that's even more awesome. So
okay, so that's particularly nice because I can testify to this man that he's quite ruthless, and I think everyone needs that to attain something in life. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to ask you 3 questions simultaneously. Just get to say yes or no, and you get to answer in 10 seconds. No thinking. So, do you think you're a handsome man?
of course, yes.
Okay. Do you think you love Jesus more than he loves you?
Of course, yes.
Do you love your wife?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's the part where I get to say thank you for being on The Unusual. I appreciate you so much.
Thanks for
Do you have
having
any last words for young people?
Young people, old people, same people. My last words would be chase your greatness because it's not what you don't have that limits you. It's what you have, but you don't know how to use it. So work it. That's what it is.
Yaba 150 ẹ wọlé sínú mọ́tò yá. Àbúyí iṣẹ́ mọ́wọ́ yín dání kò sí change o ẹ wọlé pẹ̀lú change ni o. Kò sí change tó bá ti change ọwọ́ yín kẹ́ bọ́lẹ̀ nu mọ́tò fún mi. Ẹ bọ́lẹ̀ tí ó bá ti change lé mi ò fẹ́ wàhálà o. Mi ò fẹ́ wàhálà tí ó bá ti change lọ́wọ́ yín kẹ́ ya bọ́lẹ̀. Ó ṣàárọ̀ Monday. Wọ́n bá jókòó lẹ́dẹ̀ jókòó tẹ̀tẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣé pálọ̀ yín lẹ wà ní. Máa dàyàn láàmú nìyẹn mi mọ iye tẹ̀ ń wọ mọ́tò tẹ́ máa dàyàn láàmú. Pèrò sọ́kọ̀ fún mi jẹ́ kí mọ́tò kún. Ẹ dẹ̀ súnmọ́ wájú.
Ẹ lọ síwájú.
Ẹ súnmọ́ wájú ẹ lọ síwájú jàre káráyè.
Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Jọjọ Èkó lélẹ́yìí o. Yaba. Sábà Yaba. Welcome to Terra Culture, situated at 1376 Tiamiu Savage, Victoria Island, in the heart of Lagos, Nigeria. Terra Culture is known for its promotion of the rich Nigerian and African culture to the world at large. At Terra Culture, it feels like home, as there's so much the ambience affords you to indulge in. You may choose to read a book, shop various items at the arts and crafts store, eat various delicacies on the menu, watch a play at the theater, or bask in the beauty of so much visual art from various artists at the gallery. Terra Culture has caused art in its entirety to become more appreciated, turning it to a lucrative industry. So whether you're an art lover, enthusiast, or in between, Terra Culture is the place to be for your immersive Nigerian cultural experience.
Nigerians go praise your holy name. Africans go bow to worship you. We call you Jehovah, Commando. We call you Jehovah, Hagidigba. We call you Jehovah, Shep Shep. We call you Jehovah, Hebelebe. You have rescued people from the degree, oh. You have rescued people from Bauchi, oh. You have rescued people from Josie, yeah.